Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another exciting episode of All About Life. In today's segment, I will be going over a heated topic, and this is being discussed by men and women alike, and that is to not be a prisoner of your emotions. Moreover, not allowing your emotions to control you. So as we all know, this occurs with men and women. Primarily you women, but we'll definitely get into that a little bit later in the video. Guys, we all know we have these moments in our life when we're going through changes and it can be stressful, okay? Whether it's a breakup, you lose your job, you're struggling to find a good job, you're trying to figure out what the hell you can do in life because you might not even know what you want to do. The deal is you cannot allow these emotions to take over you, because as we all know, when we are in a scrambled state of mind, there are moments that we will show weakness, whether it's through anger, sadness, whatever it may be, and that is not good. We got to be able to control that. I know many men, when they break up with a woman, they start going crazy. They start doing things that doesn't even make sense. You start to become illogical. Emotions do not work with logic. That's one thing you need to realize. Now, logic can work with emotions, but it doesn't necessarily work the other way around. Meaning that your emotions could tell you, you could feel angry about something that you know is right. You could feel angry about something that you know is wrong, but it just doesn't matter. Whether it's right or wrong or any shade in between, you will feel the way your emotions will allow you to. And that's the problem. And that also stems from you as an individual. Things that go on through your life and that have already occurred in the past will influence how you perceive things, and those perceptions of said things will influence on your emotion. And that is something that you need to control. Learn how to take charge. Now, when it goes into relationships, this is definitely where it's heading. When you are in a relationship, whether it's a woman with a man, or woman, or man, whatever it is, you have to realize that logic is very important. You cannot be getting with a person without using logic. If you do not, you will put yourself in a bad predicament. I've had a conversation with a good friend of mine, and me and her, we were kind of discussing logic versus emotion. And obviously, she was going to go with the emotion aspect. She told me that the only way she can be with a man is if she builds a strong connection and that she truly falls in love with them or has a lot of love for that person. She cannot build with a person that is doing right by her, that is doing for her, that they are in the process of building a connection, but she needs to already have that connection, whether it's the way he makes her feel at the moment. If that guy is able to captivate her feelings, then she will get hooked on him. And unfortunately, for most of you women, that's how you work. If a guy does certain things or makes you feel a certain way and it captivates you, you're hooked. That's it. And now your emotions become in charge instead of you. And that is one of the big factors of why relationships fail. And they fail miserably because men and women do not know how to put their emotions aside and actually look at the situation for what it is. Using logic, using your mind. You have to be able to see what's worth keeping in your life, essentially. But anyways, I'm going to break it down for you women. There are many times that you will find a guy to be irresistible, and irresistible in the sense that your emotions are skyrocketing. You're like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. He makes me feel so good. All of these things are going on in your mind, pretty much allowing you to feel good about yourself or about the situation that you're in. However, that may not be the reality, because emotions can steer you wrong, and it may not be beneficial for you. Meaning that the person that you may fall for may not be good for you at all. That's why we see all these women, you women, posting up statuses about men and how people should appreciate you and how you have so many options, but you're choosing to stay with this person and they're not changing. You want someone to change. That is completely wrong. If the person does not like you for who you are, then why are you with them? That makes no sense. Versus the same way, why are you with that individual if you need them to change? It doesn't make any sense. You need to be with someone that you yourself know that regardless of the situation, this person, you know you can build a future with. You know that you can share your life with. Simple. It's not that complicated, but relationships these days are all scrambled. They're out of control. Similar to my last video, you should make sure that you watch it because I go in depth on certain topics that you might want to know, especially when it comes to beta and alpha individuals. But emotions definitely make you the most beta that can be possible because you're operating from not logic, but you're operating from your feelings. And feelings can change, especially for you women. You can feel so many variety of feelings in one moment based off of the situation that you're in. And sometimes that situation is not good at all, but you will have these strong emotions. And that's something that as men, we know. The men that are paying attention, that know female nature, we know how you work. But unfortunately, you work backwards because you don't know how to put your feelings aside and actually look at things objectively. Meaning that if you're with a person that makes you feel all these things, but they're not treating you right, they're not enough in your life, meaning that they're not doing what they should be doing, especially if you're together and let's say you live together or who knows, maybe even married, and they're not keeping up to their obligations and they're still doing their own shit. You're still with them, but you have other prospects that are in your DMs or that you have on your phone that you can easily hit up, you talk to them, you like them, but for some reason, they're not what you're looking for. However, what they're willing to offer or who they are is good for you, but you're putting them away like if they're nothing. That does not make sense. You should be with someone who wants to be with you. You should pay attention to people that are paying attention to you. Not the other way around where you focus on the individuals that don't focus on you. That doesn't make sense. But we all know that's part of female nature. And we can even say it's about human nature. We want what we can't have. We pursue the things that are not really after us, which is twisted, but maturity has to kick in, meaning you need to be well aware of what's going on in your life and you have to start using logic in order to guide you and make better decisions, regardless how you feel. Shit, I know many times that I have felt a certain way towards a woman, but at the end of the day, if she's not good for me, deuces, that's it, because I can already see where it's going. Back then, in my previous relationships, I used to be a prisoner of my emotions. I stood with someone that I was in love with and that I was infatuated and had all these feelings for, but they were not good for me. So, lesson learned. And I spent over 2 years with that individual, and unfortunately we weren't able to make things work because she did not want to make things work. When you're with a person and they're making things difficult, that is a sign that you need to go. You need to exit. You got to get out of here because they're not going to make this simple, meaning that you guys are probably not even compatible. But they made you feel a certain type of way during those moments that you spend time with them, but now seemingly you're not sharing any of those experiences anymore because they already have changed, or you may not have even paid attention to who they truly were because you were caught in the moment, like many of us. Anyways, the point is of this video, you need to start using logic over emotion. Emotions are not reliable. And this is what I told my friend. I told her, you should first see the type of guys that are interested in you. After you're doing so, date some of them. First, make sure that you're attracted, because that's something that I realized in my past experiences where if I was not attracted to you, it just wouldn't work, regardless how good you are to me, regardless how good of a fit you are to me. I learned that the hard way. Moving forward, you should pursue individuals that you are attracted to and that are going to do for you, meaning that they are going to have an impact in your life. not just emotionally. If the emotions come, great, but they should not be your focus of attention. Now, the most important factor that you should be looking into is making sure that they genuinely care about you. This goes for men and women. You need to make sure that the person is doing for you, showing that they worry about you, they check up on you, they're making sure that you're good. Having someone in your life that genuinely cares about you is very important versus the person that you have all these emotions for but ain't doing shit for you. Can you see yourself building with them? Is that something that comes across your mind when you think of them? If you can't see yourself building a future, why are you still with them? It's a waste of time. But I'll tell you why. Because again, you are allowing your emotions to control you. Meaning that despite how bad this person may be for you, you still keep them in your life because you have no self-control. And that's something that with time and focus and attention, you will be able to conquer. But, of course, you have to be mature enough to see this. A lot of women and a lot of men get caught up in some shit, and we know it. It's some crazy shit because you're with people that don't give two fucks about you. However, the guy that's there or the woman that's there that has been there for you, messaging you, talking to you about your problems and all this bullshit, you have always friend-zoned them. You have always put them aside like if they ain't shit. And that's the problem. You end up getting treated like shit because of how you are. Remember, the issues you go through in life, more than likely, are because of you. Not because of anyone else, but because of you. Your decision making is very crucial in determining what kind of life you're going to live and the type of people that are going to be in it. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a very interesting topic. I can go more in detail, especially for the women or the men, depending on what you like. If you want to see a part 2 of this video, but something along the lines that's focusing on each sex or one specific sex, let me know. Thank you for watching. I hope you've been enjoying these videos. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at generalstarfox1991@gmail.com. Thank you for watching, and as always, this channel is all about you.